Alright, welcome to a lesson on arc, length, and sector area of circles. So we're first going to talk about arc length. Now arc length is different than the degree measure of the arc. You can think of arc length as like you were trying to build something. So we drew our circle. And then let's say that we wanted to put a fence around a certain part of it from like here to here. Well, we're not going to go to the store and buy a degree amount of fence. We're going to buy a certain feet or yardage of fence to do this. So we need to know how long this actually is. And that's what we're going to figure out how to do now with this formula. So, the formula for arc length is n times pi times r divided by 180. So, n is the measure of the central angle and r is the radius. So I didn't think I really needed to put r equals radius, but n is our measure of the central angle. So we're going to take the central angle measure times pi times the radius length, and we're going to divide that by 180. That should actually say 180 degrees, since technically this is in degrees. So let's do some examples. On the left we have our circle. We see that the central angle measure is 120 degrees and the radius length is 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that into our formula. So our arc length equals the measure of the central angle times pi times our radius, all divided by 180. And then we get to simplify. Now we can simplify two ways. We can start reducing our fraction now, or we can multiply. We're going to go ahead and multiply and then we'll reduce the fraction. So we get 600 pi over 180. And you know what? Let's not reduce the fraction. Let's just get a decimal. So I'm going to grab a calculator real fast. Right, got my calculator. And I type 600 pi divided by 180. And it should get around 10.47. Okay, so the circle on the right, I want you to find the arc length there using our formula, so go ahead and pause the video and do that now. Alright, and here's a solution to that. I got 4.71, so go ahead and check your answer with mine. And then we'll move on to sector area. So, sector area in a circle, that's where we have our circle, we have our central angle, and the sector area is everything in here. It's this space. So, like, let's say you were looking at a field or something and it was circular and you wanted to plant so much in this area, you had to figure out what that area is. So, we have a formula to do that now. So sector area equals n times pi times r squared, where n equals the measure of the central angle again, just so you remember, and we're going to divide that whole thing by 360. So I'm going to do the one on the left as an example and leave you to do the one on the right. So our sector area, I'm just going to call it S. It's going to equal the measure of our central angle, so 130 times pi times 6 squared divided by 360. And I'm not going to mess with trying to simplify this. I'm just going to go right to my calculator. And I got 40.84 units squared. And actually what we should have done on the previous two examples here is we should have actually put units, since I didn't specify what it was. So let's go ahead and do that now. So units, and we're back over here. So leave you to pause the video and work on the second example, so go ahead and do that now. Alright, and the solution of that is 52.36 units. And after you've checked your answer here, that is all we have for this video.